What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Collecting is Fun, where I show you that collecting is fun. Now, this video is going to be a quick one. Hopefully it's going to be a quick one. But I want to talk about a figure that I don't think many people are talking about. And the figure is of the character Val-Zod. Val-Zod does not get much publicity. He does not at all. I mean, there were some comic books that of late that showed him, and I was like, oh cool, we can see Val-Zod, feature him some more. I did not jump on the Earth 2 Superman books when they first came out. Now, I did jump on them afterwards. I actually haven't even read all of them. I need to do that. I need to go ahead and finish it's like only a few issues that introduce Val-Zod and him taking over as the man, the Superman. Because what happened was Earth 2 Superman died, Kal-El died, and he took over for him. So that's what happened there. But Val-Zod is a cool character. He really is. I wish he had more publicity. And I wish that that movie that they were trying to get done, not the one that Ta-Nehisi Coates was trying to do. If he's touching your stuff, stay away from him because he messed up Black Panther for real. So, yeah, Ta-Nehisi Coates, no. And I'm glad that mess did not get off the ground because they were trying to do something that was ridiculous. You have two cool characters that are already in the DC lore. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to make a black Clark Kent. Like, dude, read the room. Like, look what's happening in the climate of media right now. It's about diversity, right? Even folks with the DEI and all the other stuff, they try to overdo it. This is what's happening right now. Now, I'm not a fan of overdoing it, no. But organic stuff, yes. Reasonable stuff, yes. I'm absolutely for all of that. And if a character exists already, go ahead and use these characters. Go ahead. So I'm excited. I was excited when I saw that Mcfarlane was going to do a Val-Zod figure because we don't have a Val-Zod figure. Like, dude, why don't we have one of those? So he finally did one. However, this one is bittersweet. Okay, so we'll get into that in a minute. But let me tell you something about Val-Zod. Val-Zod, definitely he is Kryptonian, and he was found by Batman. And he's like, yo, we need another Superman, and we need you to take on. Like, something happened where they had cloned Superman and he was evil and we needed another superpowered being to take him on, and there was no one else available except Val-Zod. And so Val-Zod had to do what he had to do. But Val-Zod was actually a pacifist. He was not encouraged to participate in violence because, well, let me just read this here. So on Earth 2, the Zod family came from an island named Vothlo. Now, Vothlo Island is actually the equivalent of uncolonized Africa in Marvel, which is known as Wakanda. So that's how you should see it. I've heard some people over the years say some ridiculous comment like, oh, Superman's not white, he's Kryptonian. That made absolutely no sense for you to say that. Because obviously Kryptonian or Krypton is a planet just like Earth that has various different ethnicities on there. So Vothlo Island would be something like Africa. Again, uncolonized Africa in the comic book world, just like Wakanda. So Vothlo people would look like this guy, right? And so if they had Asian folk, Chinese, whatever, they would have a different Kryptonian name for them. That is him. Yes, Kal-El's Kryptonian, but homeboy is the Kryptonian version of a Caucasian. Val-Zod is a Kryptonian version of an African, right? Matter of fact, they made another one, and I'm going to bring him out. His name is Calvin Ellis. He is Earth 23 Superman. And Earth 23 Superman, he also came from Vothlo Island. They're not related, of course, of different Earths. So I don't know what Earth 2 Calvin Ellis would look like, but I guess that would be kind of interesting, maybe. Whatever. And I'll show you what that looks like too, because I want to touch on how we need to have updated versions of these figures. So back to Val-Zod's story. So let's see. Black-skinned Kryptonians lived on Vothlo Island. Val was only a child, or was an only child, excuse me, when his parents tried to speak the truth to power. So you can see he has like the perfect origin to be like a pacifist, activist, something of that nature, right? They said they were punished. The parents were punished after speaking to truth to power. So this is a dark side of Krypton and what they do, and what goes on over there, or what went on in certain spots. Okay, no different from Earth, right? They were punished for it and sent to death. I don't even know what time period this was in, but yeah, it's Krypton. Who knows what went on? Whatever. This is definitely, of course, shortly before the planet was about to explode. So Krypton got pretty much what it deserved in a lot of cases, as we understand from the science, from the people that were not listening to Jor-El, from the council that weren't like listening to him when he was telling them, "Hey, our planet's in trouble. Like, help us out." No, we're good. So they pretty much got what they deserved. And so we got Val, who survived. So Val, after his parents were sent to death, him and Laura Zor-El, okay, Superman's cousin, Kara Zor-El, my bad, I'm gonna say Laura. Kara Zor-El, they became fond of each other, or they became kind of like, they became friends, really. Because Laura and Jor-El took Val in and treated him like they were their child. He became close friends with Kara. And then when Krypton was about to die, Laura and Jor-El launched 4 Kryptonian ships, which managed to escape the planet. One contained Kal-El, one contained Kara Zor-El, and the other contained Val-Zod. According to this, the last Kryptonian is unknown in this particular Earth 2 story, so I'm not sure about that one. Like I said, I don't know too much about this Earth 2 story. Inside the pod, Val's mind was given the knowledge of his parents. Stuck in the capsule most of his life, he became afraid of anything beyond what he called his bubble. So Val-Zod developed a fear of open spaces. It's called agoraphobia, something of that nature. So he did not want to jump into big open spaces. He was pacifist, learning about nonviolence, things of that nature. That's what he was taught. And so he had to overcome that when it was time for him to rise up. Like, your potential is far greater than what you think it is. And you don't need to keep it locked into a capsule, locked into a box. So he received help from Lois Lane on Earth to kind of help him break him out of that box, because we needed him. They needed him to do this. So that's what happened. And there's other storylines that happen, some other rebirth story and some other stuff that happened, right? So, but that's the original story for Val-Zod. Now, taking a look at this figure. This figure is kind of frustrating. Why is it frustrating? Because for whatever reason, this is a page puncher. I took it out the box, of course, and I didn't care about the packaging. Doesn't matter at all. And you're thinking, oh, this looks really cool. I was so excited to see Val-Zod. It's got a cloth cape and everything. Like, ooh, we get a Val-Zod figure finally. I mean, at least that's the first thing. We can finally get one. And then Mcfarlane will do what Mcfarlane does, and he will come out with a gold label, a different version, a 2-pack version or something like that. And like, oh, okay, cool. You updated the figure, which he's done many times. But this one right here is bittersweet because, as you know, page punchers, if you don't know, yeah, don't look at that. I know. It's ridiculous, right? Like, why is that like that? But page punchers, they come with their own comic book for the character. Their own particular story for it. So he came with one. I did not get Kal-El because I'm about to talk about what I don't like. And it came out with one for the Ghost of Zod, Brainiac, and those actually look pretty cool. I almost got those, but I was like, nah, I'm good. For the price point at that time, I wasn't even trying to buy stuff like that for $24.99 and then not even have all the stuff that I can really like or really, flock to. But here it is. This right here, I'm not sure what happened with this. It's weird. And his arm it can come off, as you know. It can come off and yeah, I don't know what's up with the rotator cuff there. So what I don't like is exactly what you see. Why did he give us all of this armor? I don't like it. Now, it's one thing if he had the armor and, yeah, that's annoying. I know. It's one thing if he had the armor and, I don't know, maybe it wasn't so bulky, but that's his style. McFarlane's got the bulky design, okay, with Superman especially. So it's one thing if he had the armor, but it's these straps. Why does he have all these straps? Look at all these straps. What are these straps for? What is it for? And then it's on his legs. Look at that. The big annoying part for me is these boots. Like, are we doing death metal version of Val-Zod? What is going on? Why do we have these boots? Why does it look like this? Kal-El has the same kind of boots. This does not look cool. Like, I'm not looking at somebody flying around with boots like that. You know, we're looking at the nice, smooth looking boots, man. And I'll show you that in a minute, because Mcfarlane's scaling is so erratic, man. He doesn't have scaling that matches up with hardly any figure, really. I mean, he's so all over the place with the scaling. And okay, in the back, same thing. Straps, right? It's a bulky figure, it's big. Of course, it does all the typical articulations that you would normally have from a Mcfarlane figure. He has the toe articulation that goes pretty far. Look at that. But, I mean, dude, what is up with this big boots? I don't like that, man. That right there just, like, it almost made me not get it. But since it's Val-Zod, I'm like, yo, what? I gotta jump on my man. I gotta jump on getting a Val-Zod figure, right? Then another thing. He doesn't come with extra hands. So this man has these particular hands. What are you doing with these? This one I can kind of see because he's got the two fingers right there, like he's about to not grab something, not to hold anything, but to maybe what? I don't know. Like, are you flying? Like, okay, look, there it is. You're about to attack. Okay, sweet. Maybe, I guess. And then this one with the one finger out, like, okay, what in the world are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? It doesn't make much sense for him to have these creepy hands. I mean, give me the fisted hands. You just give me just straight fisted hands, fine. Or the typical Superman, you know, straight knife hand pose. Like he was flying. But no, it's like on the comic book that he's given, he's like in this pose where he's like this and he's, you know, like in an action pose like that. Like, I mean, it's not... I don't see that. I would not want that, especially all the time, man. Why would you do that? I mean, the cape is nice, really nice. The face is cool. Like the face, got the nice shiny jet blacks, or the brownish. He painted the black on the brown, I believe. But yeah, I like the hair. I like the face in the S. I really like that S, man. That's one of the things that attracted me to Val-Zod when I first found out about him. The color scheme of his suit. I was like, if I were Superman and I had a choice to wear a suit, I would wear Val-Zod's suit. And so this one, and then Mcfarlane did some other stuff too. And let me show you what the suit is actually supposed to look like. So, look at that. Which one you like better? Because I'm like, yo, if you can just get that, that's all I want right there. This is a look right here. It's nice and smooth, the streamlined. That's the look, man. That's the Val-Zod that we should have right there. That Val-Zod. I don't know why he decided to do all this extra stuff. Got the big bulky shoulders and the deltoids and the other. It just, it was a hit and miss, man. Bittersweet. So I have this guy posed, and he's not doing much of anything but standing there along with Superman. As a matter of fact, he's standing next to the platinum version of this guy. And look at the scaling. Boy, what the heck? Boy, what the heck? Why did you do that? Why is he so daggum tall? Sure, he matches well with the other Page Puncher Superman, but why is he so daggum tall? I mean, out of everybody else, you want him to play well with everyone else? What the heck? He's not supposed... I don't get it. I don't get that. Also, I said that Cal and Kara, you know, they became fond of each other. So they actually, you know, got into a relationship once upon a time and worked on a few things. This is, again, horribly scaled. She is so short. Now, this is another bittersweet one. This also adds to the bittersweetness of the video because this Kara, as you can see, has those red thighs. And I am not the kind of person that feels that I need to customize my figure after purchasing it. I feel that you should be giving me the figure as it's supposed to be when you give it to us. I shouldn't have to go, oh, cool, I can do this to modify it, thanks. No, it's not supposed to be a project. It's supposed to be as soon as you get it, you're good. But no, he gave us that. The purpose of the red legs, I mean, it's an absolute reuse of somebody's legs. I think it's Catwoman or something of that nature. Who is it? It was Catwoman, I believe, because I think it was something about the cuffs, something about the legs being... Was it Catwoman? Because there's something else around here that was reused. I forgot what it was. Was it Catwoman? Nightfall Catwoman or something? Because I think this right here was supposed to be the gloves of Nightfall Catwoman, I think. And so instead of doing an actual different look, it just, okay, we'll just repaint that. And those are the gloves. I believe that's what that was, Nightfall Catwoman. So that was messed up. Like, come on. Bittersweet. Her face is fine. If you don't want to look at her and see her as the Helen Slater Supergirl, you just want to see her as just a Supergirl, then you might be okay. I don't know why you're not standing now, kid. Okay? I'm just going to hold your feet, kid. So anyway, if you don't want to look at her as like the Helen Slater version, fine. You just want to see her as a Supergirl, cool. Some say she's the Karen Supergirl or whatever. No. I'm not going to go that far, but because it kind of grows on you when you're not looking for that particular look for her. You just, all right. I guess, I mean, it works. It's just the legs, man. I don't like it. And, of course, the hips, it's the skirt. You can't do too much anything, hardly any kind of posing you can do with that. We need a different version of her. We need a different version of her. We need a different version of Val-Zod. So scaling's off on that one. And then, of course, you got good old Buddy Superman, which I just recently called him, where he's flying. But if I take him down, he's going to be the exact same size as... I don't want to take him off. He's going to be kind of the exact same size as Action Comics Superman. See, he's low. His feet are down there. His face is going to be, let's see, is it going to be a little bit taller? He might be a little bit taller. But still, the scaling is a bit off. And he's supposed to be a smaller frame Superman anyway, so it doesn't matter with this guy. But that's another thing. I wish he also had a cloth cape. But whatever. Mcfarlane has this thing. We're trying to get the face of Superman right. And that's obviously not classic because of his belt. Bring that back. Bring that right back out. See that belt right there? That's not a classic Superman belt. Some people are complaining about that. I'm like, I get it. Because you put classic on it and then you did that. So it's not really classic. But I'm like, all right, I like the belt have the S on it. That's a cool look. But as far as terms of classic, yeah, they have a point. So we need a redo of that one. Now, also, seeing that we have Val-Zod, there's no reason why we should not be able to get, let me go and get Car out of here. Thank you. There's no reason we should not be able to get a Calvin Ellis. As I mentioned before, Calvin Ellis is also from Bothell Island. He is modeled after Barack Obama, the last president we had. Was it 44? Yeah, 44th president we had. And he was President Superman. That's what Calvin Ellis is. Now, Calvin Ellis, his naming convention is pretty garbage. Calvin Ellis is what I thought his name was. And I thought his name was going to be like Kal-El as in C-A-L. But apparently that's not what happens over in Krypton. Apparently his name has to start with a K. And instead of Kal-El with a dash, they named him Kal-El without the dash. And okay. I mean, I was excited because I saw Calvin Ellis. Not that that's just Kal-El. But no, it's Kal-El without the dash. K-A-L-E-L. That's pretty lazy. I understand this is going to be somewhat of a carbon copy of Superman. But let's throw some originality in this thing, okay? Let's go ahead and use that naming convention, Kal-El, and have it with the C. Oh, ridiculous. I don't get it. But anyway, I didn't open them. I didn't take them out the package. I don't know if I ever will. But we need a newer version of this guy. Mattel did him nicely. I said, I got to give me a Calvin Ellis. Why not, man? Come on. The only black Superman that we have. until Val-Zod showed up. So we need another one. I mean, I don't know when Milestone Comics is really going to get the proper due because, you know, they, what's that guy? Static. Mcfarlane did a Static figure. That junk is the ugliest piece of crap ever. I'm talking about that thing was on sale at Entertainment Earth for so long and you couldn't give that thing away. Ain't no way. You get that figure, you see it online, and that thing is like going for like $10, $12, any kind of double-digit number. That's too much. Way too much for that ugly piece of garbage. The hair, the color scheme. It's like I was almost tempted to get it just to have a Static figure, but no. That FOMO, that fear of missing out, man, you got to quell that mess. Don't get garbage when you don't need to. So I did not. But what I did get that direct DC Direct one, though, or DC Essentials one. That one is the actual Milestone Static with the whole blue outfit, the X hat, Malcolm X hat, and everything. That's the one you want to get. You find that at your local toy store, grab that. Grab it. There's another one at my local toy store right now, and I'm like, yo, someone needs to get that. Somebody needs to grab that beautiful looking figure because it doesn't make any sense for no one not to have it. It's the perfect Static it's the only Static that we have that you need to have represent him in figure form. So Mcfarlane needs to do a reissue of that, reissue of Static. Milestone needs to have more figures out here. This is a Milestone figure or Milestone character. Is he? Hold on. No, my bad. Not him. He's not Milestone. I'm thinking about somebody else. Milestone has a different one like him. That's what brought me to it. Milestone has Icon. Icon is pretty much a black Superman. So it would be really cool to have reissue of this guy or a Mcfarlane version of this guy, of course, done the best we possibly can have of him, and then have an Icon right there. So we got Icon, Val-Zod, Calvin Ellis, or a reissue of Val-Zod. So pretend he's done correctly, and pretend we got an Icon done the best, I guess, Mcfarlane can do. Gold label, pretty much. That's what he needs to be, gold label. And then have another gold label Calvin Ellis. And that would be cool. We got the proper representation for the soups. 2 Superman and one that's like Superman. He's just a Milestone version. Like, God, man, come on. So we need that. I really would like to have something like that. I didn't read too much on Calvin Ellis, but of course, you know, when they introduced him, they do what they normally do. They make it to where, you know, he meets the person that he's like modeled after, and then that person he's modeled after gives him some type of respect. Said, oh man, you're really strong. You might be stronger than I am, blah, blah, blah. So him and Superman got into a tussle, and Superman was like, man, the way Calvin Ellis hit me, the way Earth 23 Superman hit me, as you can see right there. You see that right there? Kal-El, no dash, just Calvin Ellis. Like, that right there is lame. Why would you do that? U.S. President with powers of light, strength, and vulnerability, heat, vision. Earth 23. So this is kind of a nice particular piece of history here. So if you want to grab this, because, I mean, it is modeled after our 44th president. I don't know if Trump is ever going to get something like that. Yeah, but he got one. Why not? Go ahead and grab it. So if you find something like this, you know, don't pay too much for it, but go ahead. But this right here needs to be redone. And as you can see, he has a build-a-figure piece in there for the Justice Buster, which, seeing that this is a video about reissues or something to be updated, let's go ahead and take out Cal. Appreciate you for showing up. Need more like you. Of course, Mcfarlane did a Mcfarlane version of the Justice Buster right here. Yeah, he's a tall one. Let me adjust this camera real quick, just so you can get a good look at El Justice. So here we go. There he is. I don't really do too much with this guy. I got him because he would be kind of cool. He can pose well with my mech turtles or what have you. So it's good to have something like this. You know, he can face off against the Hulk if the Hulk ever jumps up into his universe or whatever. Have a little something, right? So I got him. The articulation on this is not that great. I'm not even going to go into all of that. It's not much that he can do with this. I mean, you see, the legs can go out pretty far. So it's almost like you can do a split in this, but it's just to stand here and look cool, honestly. And I can just pose him whenever I feel like it. The hands don't articulate. It's not like we need another one of these, but hey, Mcfarlane might do something crazy like that. right? I mean, he is coming out with the whole Batman versus Superman, which is actually going to be launching today. And I'm going to be up on that so I can go ahead and get me what I missed out on. And that was that red and blue Henry Cavill. And I did not do it because I have like a Mafex version of him. It's a bootleg, but I didn't know that until I got it. And I have the black suit Justice League Henry Cavill Superman. Then I also have the Mattel ones. I have the Mattel Man of Steel and the Mattel Batman vs. Superman version. So I thought, man, I don't really need them. And I'm like, you know what? I do want him. But here comes this 2-pack with the ugly Doomsday from that garbage Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice movie. I don't want that. It's an ugly thing. So whenever I get it, if I have to get both instead of just the single Superman, which you most likely won't do, he wants you to go ahead and get that 2-pack so you can get rid of that garbage Doomsday. I'm most likely going to review that, and I'm going to just have the Doomsday show up on the camera for one moment and throw him. And then have the whole video about Henry, and then probably be like a 2-3 minute video just because on GP. But that's it right there. This is, again, cool looking face, cool looking S. The chain, not even chain, it's just armor and straps, man. I don't understand why you did that. It's just not cool. I don't have much fun with it. And you see the rotator cuff comes out. It's just not done very well with this one. It's just not. It's just something to have as a museum pose figure, honestly. I might have him in some type of situation, fun situation with the super family, just all the super folks take a picture together or have a little adventure together. Cool. But, bittersweet stuff. Anyway, that's the end of the video. We need more like him. We need another version of her. And we need another version of him. This is what we need in our life. So let me know what you think. If you're interested in a Val-Zod, a good, better looking Val-Zod. If you're interested in wasn't that gold label already? Wasn't this counter gold label? With red legs. Come on, Mcfarlane. And we need a gold label version of this one, platinum. I would take a platinum collector's edition, whatever, of this guy right here. Give me this guy. I would take the same thing with this guy. And, I mean, I guess it is what it is with her. Matter of fact, the best version of her that I have right now is the DC Collectibles or DC Essentials version. That's the best Supergirl. Look, I have her around here somewhere. I'm not going to go get her. But she is the best look for Supergirl. The best look. Like, I don't understand why he did that. And then there's a zombie version of this guy. Of her, which I kind of flock to because she's on sale at GameStop and various different places every time I go. And I'm like, ooh, I can get another one, but I don't really need another one. It's just a nice looking body design and her face and everything. So that's why we need new versions of all three. 2 new Mcfarlane versions and just a Mcfarlane version of this. And then by the time he comes out with this, most likely we're going to be saying the same thing. All right, you came out with it, now do it right. So it's going to take him like maybe 2 or 3 times to get it right. Maybe, right? But then again, how many more times does he need to come out to Superman before we get the proper face and body? You know what I mean? So that's the end of the video. Let me not block Cuzzo. That's the end of the video. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, whatever. Have fun collecting because you know collecting is fun. See ya.